Hey everybody, welcome back to SummoNerds. I'm Evan.
And I'm Matt.
Toby.
Today we've got a cool new video for you guys. This is our first video in the X-Wing Miniatures series. So we're just going to give you a quick rundown on how we're going to plan to try to do that. I think we're going to open up the video with looking at our squads, what we're running during the battle, because that'll just give you some context for the moves we're going to make and things.
Yep.
And then we're going to go through the game, and then at the very end, we're going to do a quick rundown of the most important moves of the game, the things that kind of defines who won and everything. So that's it, I guess. I hope you enjoy.
Yeah, it'll be exciting.
Let's see if this works. I'm going to zoom us into the corner. All right, we're in the corner now. So this is my squad. I'm the Scum and Villainy, playing with Bossk, with the Hounds Tooth title, Veteran Instincts, Mangler Cannon, Mercenary Copilot. Just want to get a bunch of criticals with that, try to get Bossk's ability to activate. Guri with the Cloaking device, Accuracy Corrector, Autothruster, and Adaptability just to raise us a little bit. And then just a Cartel Spacer, just an extra ship out there.
Just a little 14-point fella out there just running around.
I wanted Guri to be like a large base ship killer, but here we go.
Yeah, so I run Soontir Fell, Echo, the TIE Phantom, and just a standard Bounty Hunter large base ship. Now, Soontir Fell and Echo serve a similar function. They're kind of small, little dodgy ships that run around and try and get big hits while avoiding getting hit at all, is kind of the idea of their ship. Great evasive capabilities from those. So it's really fun. And one big banana out there. You always have to have a big banana
just to tank a few hits. So we rolled for initiative, and I got initiative on this one, so an equal pilot skill interactions, which happens in this one because his Soontir Fell and my Bossk are 9s.
Yeah, so we are playing the tournament rules.
Which we're going to do something in this video that we messed up a couple of small things. I'll just get those out of the way right now. Not setting up necessarily, unless you guys notice something. Please let us know. If we're kind of new to the game, relatively speaking to these other games we've been playing. So feel free to mention things if you notice a problem. But we did mess up one rule, and that was Autothrusters. Do not activate if you're in an auxiliary firing arc. Auxiliary firing arc still counts as a firing arc, and I just assumed for no particular reason that didn't count that way. So I think that only happens one time, but it's just worth noting that that's a thing And then we hadn't realized at the time that the large base ships, the new ruling is that if a large base ship has less than half of its life points total, both hull and shields combined, at the end of the game, it counts as half destroyed effectively, and then you just get half the points for that ship when you're counting victory points at the end when you counting who's getting what. So I went ahead and put my Cartel Spacer way on the outside there. It's fast and maneuverable, and I thought it could work as a nice flanking ship. I was going to put Guri doing something kind of weird there, so Guri could come in behind the Spacer. Then I decided not to. Matt's already got his Bounty Hunter out there in a nice kind of middle position.
Right. So I noticed those asteroids were spaced nicely. I saw when the little ship came out, I saw that it was on the edge. Figured I could get through and threaten from a variety of angles from where I placed it. And I was I was planning to draw out other ships to try and stop that threat, which it looks like Guri came over to do just that. So I'm not minding that so much right now,
Got your other ships going down there, Echo and Soontir Fell.
Yep, because
picking up that other side.
Now Soontir Fell is the same pilot skill as your highest ship, but because I lost the initiative roll, I place him first.
Yeah. And Matt's got Push the Limit on Soontir Fell, which is a popular choice. I think it's kind of referred to as the Imperial Aces or the Push the Limit Aces kind of a build here. So we actually didn't know that going into the game. We didn't have enough of knowledge of the meta to understand that that's a somewhat common build. I like Matt's Bounty Hunter, though, in place of the Lambda-class shuttle. It's just got a little bit more survivability, and it packs a little more punch with that auxiliary firing arc. Obviously, you're losing the crew slot where you could have potentially Emperor Palpatine. We don't actually own him yet, so that wouldn't have been possible for us at this stage.
Right, but we do know he is out there. And
we're hoping to get him.
He's itching to come in.
When that gets reprinted, we're going to get that out for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and move with my Cartel Spacer and just get it going up the side there. Matt's going to activate his Bounty Hunter, and He's going to figure out where he needs to put that sucker. There we go.
So here I come.
Moving in a little slow. I really moved in quick there with that, I think, 4-speed opening. I just wanted to get those guys going up the flank quick because I want to get Matt caught in like a full pincer. And if I move too slow, he'll get out of position. So I wanted to really get the jump on him.
Yep. So,
and I believe I cloaked up there with Guri. So at the end of the round, I'm going to have to roll an attack die, and if I get a focus result, then I lose the cloaking device for the rest of the game. So that's how the illicit cloaking device works.
Now, I do have a question. If you were to, even if you lost the cloaking device, do you still keep your cloak token until you decide to decloak out of that?
Well, if you know, you don't. You immediately have to either decloak or just lose the cloak token.
Okay.
You can choose which one you do, though. I believe you can either decloak right at the end of the phase there, or you can just remove your cloak token. It's one of those two. So So Matt's gonna move up slow with everything, and
those were both just move 2s. Again, now I still don't quite have the feel for how much distance each ship's gonna cover. Like I figured they'd kind of fly in around there. That wasn't the issue. I just don't know in relation to everything else where that's gonna end up.
We're definitely still learning the distances, and I'm just showing that no one's in range of anything, so we're just moving right on to the next round. We had some people focus up and things, but it doesn't really matter.
Whoa, a new threat. No.
Yeah, there we go. There we are. Checking to see if my cloak stays on. It does. I just rolled a hit, not a focus, so we're good. Those of you who have been watching our channel for a while, as in our different in our Summoner Wars videos, we got a dice tower. So that's
something to look forward to in the future.
That'll be making
really
an appearance
excited.
later. It's just prettier and easier to see than what we were doing, and we won't roll off the table anymore.
Yeah, that's big.
It's key. That's nice. All right, looks like we're about ready to start this. Now, I really still want to get you in this pincer, but I see what you're doing is you're moving your aces over to deal with Bossk, and you're moving your bounty hunter over to deal with the other 2 small ships.
Yep, and because I have 2 arcs from the bounty hunter, the forward and the backwards, I can even fly my bounty hunter over to also engage Bossk while also covering behind him against the other 2 ships. So,
and I like how that works. I'm pretty happy with this too, though, if I'm being honest, because Bossk, if Bossk gets a hit on Soontir Fell, just any old hit, it's going to be 2 damage. I can 100% get 2 damage, so I'm not real worried about that. And Bossk also shoots before Echo cloaks back up because he has high enough pilot skill. None of my other ships can do that, so Bossk is the ship I really want fighting the aces. And Guri, I really did design with taking down large base ships in mind, which is part of why I put the Autothrusters on there before I understood their more specific nuance of their ruling. But even still, I like Guri for taking down those ships because she has a decent attack, is hard to hit, and then with the cloaking device, also the barrel roll and everything, she can get in any position she needs around there, and she has Autothrusters to deal with a 360-degree firing arc turret. So here we go. I cloaked to move forward a little bit, and then I took a quick turn.
Yep. So now they are definitely in range. Was it range 3?
Yep.
So, the other thing is, you'll notice when I move the bounty hunter, I move it from the base. It's because we've had some mishaps in the past with the dealing with the top part. It's just not as stable on there, so I typically tend to move it
specifically with that ship.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and boosted to get Guri a little closer. I was trying to get to range 1 if possible, because Guri's ability won't activate unless you're at range 1 of an enemy ship at the combat phase, but didn't quite get there. It's okay, though, because I still just get to hammer on the lower agility bounty hunter a little bit.
And then kind of out of habit, I also just am moving from the base with my other 2 ships. But
yeah, we've got kind of an interesting setup here. I don't think you did decloak. You're still cloaked up with Echo. And my Cartel spacer is just way out there, not in the action. That was just a bummer. I didn't move that quite well enough. I didn't
decloak because I learned from a previous game that we had a similar matchup against against Bossk there, who had higher pilot skill than Echo. So I have the modification that lets me cloak back up. It's like advanced cloaking or something. It lets me cloak back up after I attack. But because I don't get the first attack, if Bossk hits me first, I am just defending with my low stats as opposed to my high cloak stats that I'd like to be defending with. So I stayed cloaked, not planning on attacking this turn. hoping to try and maybe get some better positioning before I engage anything.
Yeah.
With Echo specifically. Now, Soontir fell. Maybe should be a little worried about, but I just have so much especially with Push the Limit, so much confidence in his defense capabilities.
Yeah, you got a 2 focuses and an evade, I think, on there because of that, how that all worked out. But even still, I'm happy with where I am because of range 1 here. If I again get 1 hit, Soontir fell is within a hair's breadth of dying right at the beginning of the game. So here we go. Normal attack. Didn't use the Mangler cannon, and I got 3 hits. One of them a critical, or no, 2 hits and a focus, I think. And you rolled. Looks like 2 evades, and I don't have a focus this turn. Is that the problem?
Well, I have an evade naturally.
So. Oh, you have an evade nat. Yeah, you have a token for the evade. So I could either spend my focus token and for sure still not hit him, or
prepare for defense.
Yeah, prepare for the defense. And I know I'm only rolling 1 defense die, but that's still, if I roll a focus, I'm going to be kicking myself in a second. So I decide not to spend the focus token on that, even though it's a bummer.
Yep.
I would have loved if Matt had decloaked, because I would have just
shot at my
focused down that phantom.
So only got 2 hits. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like 2 hits there, and I got nothing. So I just take 2 shields right off. So that's I think that's the odds, unless you're counting the focus. The focus would give you, I think, 75% of the dice should be hits in that. So all right, here we go. Firing with Guri on the bounty hunter. I do have an accuracy corrector, so if I roll poorly, I can still just get 2.
I believe that is 1 focus. That's what I think it is. So
I think you will go ahead and spend it.
I think I just took the shields off.
You did. Yep. I see that now.
Yep. So I just took the shields off to take the damage because I want the focus for this counterattack.
Yep.
I did roll
3 natural hits, and I got 2 evades. Here's where I made the mistake: Autothrusters to make that only a shield, and it should have been a shield and a damage card. I don't think that significantly affected the outcome of this game, but it definitely could have, and we'll just maybe not do that in the future. Not make that mistake.
Right. And I do have Autothrusters on Soontir fell also in this game. Typically, I run an anti-pursuit lasers on my bounty hunter. Yeah. Because he has lower pilot skill, so he can get in position to cause things to run into him.
He's a good blocker and with a large base. So, and the I don't believe my Cartel Spacer was actually in range, so couldn't do that this turn.
Yep.
So now, mostly uneventful.
Right. So now here's another. So I also learned from one of our off-screen games that Bossk has a movement 0 that he can perform for a stress token. So I know to at least attempt to move past him. So my thought process is, if I move far enough to take care of the move 0, then I'll be away from Bossk in general, and if he moves, he'll be away from me also. So I feel like if I can get past him, I just won't have to deal with him for a while because he's big and bulky and has a hard time getting back into things.
Well, my thought was this: I could either stress 0, and Bossk is going to take a lot of hits, and my Cartel Spacer won't be able to get into the fight, but Guri will. So Guri and Bossk can trade some serious blows with these powerful ships, or I was thinking Matt won't expect me to just remove Bossk from the fight by flying past everything quickly, and if I do that, I might lose some attacks with Bossk, which is a bummer because that's where most of my points went this game. But I will still be keeping him safe, and he probably won't move things in position to attack Guri or the Cartel Spacer specifically, so I might just get a few free shots with them while I'm at it.
Yeah.
So you are decloaking, it looks like.
Yep.
And you were trying to figure out if you could barrel roll to the left, but then decided that wasn't a good move.
Right.
And so now you're going forwards.
Right, exactly. So now decloaked, and that's tricky for me still at this stage to take into account the decloak and the movement dial, where that's going to. But I've gotten better at it over the course of a couple games, and it's cool the possibilities that allows.
So I definitely needed to get a bank turn in there with that Cartel Space, or I couldn't just go straight forward, or I might not have anyone in my firing arc. But 3 is the fastest I could go, so he's still just not real close to anyone.
Right.
But there we go. Fortunately, he's not in the bounty hunter's sights, where he is. And here goes Guri, just continuing to follow this bounty hunter, and yeah, just gonna get as many hits on this guy as possible. And I'm barrel rolling out of the way here.
Yeah, so now I can't attack him.
This is what I wanted Guri for in this matchup, just to catch different ships in their blind spots at range 1 and pummel them. Large base ships, it's a little easier to do that on them, but if Matt had been flying the really typical push the limit aces with Lambda class shuttle, Guri would just be a monster against that particular ship. But in the future, I don't like a couple of my upgrades on my ships. In particular, I don't like the Mercenary Copilot on Bossk or the Accuracy Corrector on Guri. So I've switched those in my kind of more current build for this idea. But here we go. Soontir fell, running up and trying to get.
Soontir fell is barrel rolling out of the way. So if that is a move 0, the idea is to just whoop up on Bossk here.
Yep. Trade some blows with him though, because I've still got you in my sights.
But what happens is moves past, but also managed to move past my bounty hunter just by a little bit.
Yep.
So I was hoping to catch him. If he did move through, I was hoping to catch it with my bounty hunter at the very least.
But interestingly, Bossk can shoot the bounty hunter, so now I've got the bounty hunter pretty dead to rights, and he can't get any attacks on me this turn. So that worked out very well for me in the short term. We'll just see what happens long term here. I'm rolling with Bossk first. I think regular dice here, just got 3 hits. He rolled 2 natural evades, I believe. So now I'm going with Guri. Actually, I can't see there if I got 3 regular hits or, I mean, one of them looks like maybe a focus, but I can't tell if I had a focus token or not there or what was going on.
Yes.
No, I target locked Soontir fell instead, so I couldn't use the focus, so I just didn't get any with Bossk. Guri, on the other hand, does get a few shots here on the bounty hunter, gets 4 hits, and Matt's only able to take 1 of those off, maybe. So bounty hunter does take some serious hits here. Yeah, and that worked out well for me. I needed the bounty hunter to take a few shots. So Matt's down to no shields on the bounty hunter, and I can't tell if A damage or here we go. Oh no, 2 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, and a critical.
Yep.
There we go. So you had your shields. Yeah, that's right, because I hit you last turn for a few shields. So now 2 turn. We were trying to figure out the order of the damage cards, I think, is what we were doing, just in case it mattered. And then firing with that Cartel Spacer, didn't get anything. So, but got to take the shots when you have them. So, all right, back to the drawing board. I'm shuffling my damage deck, remembering that I didn't do that earlier in the game.
Yeah, I shuffled mine before the activation phase or whatever.
Still learning the terms. So now the problem here is that Bossk is out of position.
Yeah.
And I can't turn Bossk easily. Boss's movement dial is awful when it comes to quickly turning around. So I've got that asteroid there, so I can't just pull a quick, sharp turn into the asteroid, or I'm asking for trouble. I did that in a previous game by mistake with Bossk, and I learned that lesson the hard way. So, got to continue around the asteroid with Bossk probably, but unfortunately Matt's got some very high attack dice, powerful ships with high maneuverability that can hit my small ships in the meantime. And I can't do too much about that at this point. So
so that was a decloak. Barrel roll that direction. Thought process is to turn him around with the movement dial so that he can join in the fight. The fight for freedom.
Freedom from the scum. Yeah, and I got to get that Cartel Spacer in there. He's just been way outside of anyone's firing arc for a long time, and I like him not being able to be hit, but his attack dice aren't doing me any good. And I kind of got to question why I didn't just add 14 points of upgrades to those other 2 ships if I'm not going to use them. So I'm rushing in there quick. I was able to boost around the bounty hunter, so he still can't hit Guri, but Guri can hit him.
Yep. So that is definitely annoying. My bounty hunter, I believe, is in range of your little fella. Like I think they're range 3 of each other.
And the way this happened to work, Matt's hoping to be able to barrel roll the Phantom back kind of behind to the side of Guri, and can't quite do it. So Guri's safe from that front as well.
And I'm thinking in my head, maybe if I barrel roll backwards the other direction, I'll get the angle. I'm just not sure about that.
Yeah. Yep, and I'm trying to see the Cartel Spacer can hit the Phantom and can, of course, hit the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, so I do it. So I'm attempting it, and it turns out, no, I just can't do it.
No, it doesn't get you any
what I
closer
thought
to
initially, it just didn't do anything. So
I think it's almost exactly the same line, actually.
Yeah, I think it is.
So, unfortunately for me, Soontir Fell does not have that problem. He's facing me directly at range 1, I think, there. So, and that's not a great matchup for me because I think you just focus evaded for another focus token.
Yep, so Soontir Fell just being an offensive and defensive beast right now.
Yep.
Living up to his name.
So Guri's just not going to be able to deal with that with only one focus token. Might be able to get a hit on Soontir Fell, but probably won't because of that extra evade token. And the Cartel Spacer won't get a hit on Soontir. So my idea is maybe I can blow up this Bounty Hunter with Guri before it even attacks. If I'm able to do that, then the Cartel Spacer is probably safe this turn, and I've got some points under my belt for the end of the match, which would be great because we're viewing all this obviously in fast motion. So I think we're at 30 minutes left in the game roughly at this point. So we're still learning to take quicker turns.
Right.
We're getting there.
So that was big Soontir Fell's roll.
Yeah, gosh.
Guri had a pretty good defense there.
Yep, but even still took a hit. Was not able to stay out of that. So I believe I think I kept my focus token, so I took two hits, one of which is a critical, if I remember this correctly. And the critical is going to be a direct hit. There we go. I spent the focus token, maybe? No, I kept the focus token. That was it. I could choose to only take the critical, but then I wouldn't maybe have the best attack dice against this Bounty Hunter, and I'm hoping to take it down in one shot. Yeah. I have 4 dice and a focus token to take down 3 hull on this Bounty Hunter. Here we go. I get 3 hits.
3 hits, I think.
And that is 1 critical. So I did not get him, and there's no way I can boost that missing die. So now the Bounty Hunter gets a free shot on the Cartel Spacer. Got Cartel Spacer, yeah, there we go. Gets 2 there. Or I think they both have a focus token. So either the Cartel Spacer takes 2 shots here, or if Matt spends his focus token, then I'll have to spend my focus token to make it only 1 hit.
I think you only took 1 and didn't use.
You didn't spend the focus token, and that's why I didn't spend mine, because we were both worried about this shot.
Exactly.
Where I get to reciprocate.
Because I need to live.
Yep.
That's my thought.
So we both have a focus token going into this. I've got 2 dice against his 2 dice, and this is for some of the marbles, because it's only got 1 hull.
Just some of them.
Some of those marbles, but it's like
there are a lot of marbles in there,
and so what we weren't thinking about at this point also is this Bounty Hunter's already well past half of its hull life value, because we were not aware of that change to the tournament rules. So it's great to know now, and we'll play that way from now on. But I was thinking that if I don't get this hit, it's not dead, and I get 0 points. So I didn't hit it. I got a hit and a focus, and Matt got an evade and a focus. So we can both focus out of that, and then it doesn't really matter. So, back to the drawing board here. Guri is in some pain. Bossk is out of position. Cartel Spacer is 1 bad turn away from death here, and there's not a lot I can do about it. Matt's got a better position coming in here, but that Bounty Hunter is looking pretty fragile.
Yeah. So the great thing about this now, though, is I do have Echo is now able to outclass the 2 ships that he has to worry about this turn in terms of pilot skill. So I can just outmaneuver both of those before the attack begins, which is great. So I have some freedom in how I can move Echo this turn and try and generate the 5 dice maximum that I'd like to throw.
And interestingly, Echo didn't Echo didn't cloak last turn because Echo was not able to attack because Bossk moved out of his way. So he wasn't able to re-cloak. But
Echo's just in position.
Yes,
so
he's just in a good position. We got the Bounty Hunter moving away. Cartel Spacer still running in because honestly at this point I'm offering it as a sacrifice. I want Guri to live. Guri's worth a lot more points. And the Cartel Spacer is an easier target. So I might get a shot off with it before it goes. I might not. But really, I just got to make sure that my high priority ships, namely Guri and Bossk, can survive for the turn. So Guri's going to run away. I considered I thought maybe the Bounty Hunter would go left. I considered going left with it. But I thought that you would move the Phantom and Soontir fell in such a way to be able to hit me if I tried. That was my thought. You'd back up and protect your Bounty Hunter. And I would lose Guri if I did that, so I cloaked. I ran away with Guri and cloaked.
No, I think that was reasonable. What I did like about that, though, was now I have two monsters in terms of attack dice.
Yep.
Going to be able to be thrown at that little fella who's already lost a health and only has 2 hull to his name, I believe.
Yep. Yeah. So Bossk is just not going to be able to do anything important here this turn, but I've got to get him in position for next turn.
So Soontir fell. Just going.
Oh, there's movement.
That's his normal move. Now I can decide if I want to do anything else.
Focus.
I'll probably just focus, evade. I'm already in range.
Yeah.
The great thing about this, push the limits, just so amazing on Soontir fell, giving him all those options.
There we go. Flying around with Bossk.
Yep.
Just got to get him in position. And unfortunately, I thought that would give him. I thought I'd swing around where Matt moved through with his Bounty Hunter in the first turn. I did not think I was going to fly directly in front of an asteroid. I thought I'd move around past it, but misjudged the distance on that a little bit. So next turn, there is literally no maneuver I could take that would not take me through that asteroid.
So now if I spend a focus, I get all 4 hits on that ship.
And I got focus and an evade, so I've got to use the focus or I'm dead. If I saw that correctly. So I've got 1 damage on that.
Yeah, so it must have had more than what I was saying, because I thought I did 2 hits there to kill it, so it must have had 1 more than...
Yeah, I'm a little confused exactly
I actually
how that happened.
think... You might not have taken a single hit from the bounty. I think you didn't take a single hit.
I didn't take a single hit from the Bounty Hunter, but I could have been made to if you'd spent your focus.
Right. And that was it. That was definitely it.
Sorry, guys. It's a little harder to see the dice than I was hoping it'd be. Maybe we'll move the dice tower closer to the camera next game.
Yeah, that's what... Yeah.
We're working out the kinks. If you have film ideas for us, if you want us to change our setup in some way, let us know. We can try to accommodate that. So Matt attacks Guri with the Bounty Hunter, and I'm rolling him a bajillion dice because I'm at range 3 and cloaked, and Guri already has 3 to begin with. So
so that was my Bounty Hunter attacking Guri with his auxiliary firing.
And I rolled 5 honest evades, so nothing was hitting him that turn.
You did not lose the cloak either there on that roll.
I did not, and that's
so this
important.
This is nice because I focus fired down that ship, so now I'm winning in points. That's what we were thinking.
Considering the Bounty Hunter not being worth any points, then yes, Matt's definitely winning right now, and we thought those were the only points lost during the game. So at least at this point. So now we've got 1 more turn here, and I'm thinking to myself, Bossk just has to get as close to the action as possible this turn because I'm looking at the time. Got about 10 minutes left. This is probably the last turn at the pace we've been moving. I might be able to squeeze 1 more turn out of it. I'm hoping. But I've got to... If I'm going to have to move through the asteroid, I've got to move through the asteroid hard. And with Guri, I'm really hoping to just stay alive and not give Matt points. Not necessarily run away entirely, but at least I don't want to just give Matt... I don't want to decloak and give Matt free shots on me because I'm out of position. So definitely going to try to decloak later when I feel like I might actually be able to shoot back with Guri.
Right, and Guri, I believe, only has 1 hit left, maybe, or 2.
2.
1 or 2. Yeah.
2, yeah. And the reason I'm sure it's 2 is because I remember thinking that the Autothrusters, that first Autothrusters evade would not have actually changed the outcome of the game in terms of ships destroyed. So I would have taken 1 more damage card earlier, and it actually might have been I might have taken a different critical than direct hit even for all we know. But even if you assume direct hit was still the one I had, I still had 1 more hull left. But in any case, I've still got the target lock on Soontir fell with Bossk, and that's important because that was my whole idea here is I'm not going to have another shot at the bounty hunter, probably. I would love to, but because it's so easy to kill if I hit it. Or if I hit it. If I get a shot at it, it's easy to kill.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can spin Bossk around to be able to do that, regardless of where the bounty hunter ended up. So, probably going to try to take on Soontir if I have the shot. And I like having a target lock on Soontir when able because he's so hard to hit in general. I got to make sure those dice rolls are all hits.
Yep. Definitely true.
I've considered putting Dengar in Bossk's ship as a crew member so I can re-roll some dice. That would have been great, but I didn't do that this time around because I had some different... I was just running something that's a little less efficient, I think, overall. So I've made some changes, like I said, to that. It'll be a little better next time. So I barrel rolled out of the way there, I believe, so that Matt wouldn't have an easy shot on me here with the Phantom.
Yeah, so I decloaked and barrel rolled in what I thought was an awesome way to try and catch up with Guri there.
Yep.
And then I move forward too because that's the shortest distance I can move forward with the Phantom.
Yeah.
So I figured with that plus having the opportunity to barrel roll would give me enough leverage on him to hit him. But
Still wasn't in position.
I have the same issue where if I barrel roll, I touch him.
Yep.
So I can't do that.
So then this is the most important thing. Soontir Phil accidentally ran into an asteroid, which means he can't get out of the way of Bossk coming through the asteroid to take a shot at him. Bossk can't focus, but he does still have a target lock. Soontir Phil doesn't have his focus evade, which we're all used to, and did take 1 damage from the asteroid. So all I need is literally to hit him with a single hit. The Mangler cannon will take that and make it a critical, and then Bossk's ability can make it 2 hits.
And I was specifically thinking there was no way you can attack if you move through an asteroid, so I messed up my movement, something awful on that turn in general.
Yeah, and the ruling, of course, is that if you land on an asteroid and you're on it, that's when you can't attack, but moving through it, you simply can't take an action. And we were just unclear on that until this game, because we'd never actually had that happen in our previous games. We never had a ship that could attack after moving through an asteroid. It was always just unable to hit anything after that. So, all right, here's the last shot. And if I get this, I win because I will have more points from Soontir than he did from my Cartel Spacer. Obviously, again, we're not counting the Bounty Hunter thing because we just didn't know about that. So,
yeah, so we were playing by the old tournament rules.
Yeah, I saw actually at the top of those tournament rules said 2014, so I was a couple years behind. I don't know when those other rules got implemented. So I've got a miss, a hit, and a focus. Matt's got 2 evades and a focus, so which he can't use the focus. So I need to re-roll those 2 with my target lock, and I've already turned that hit into a critical just because I can. Yeah, spending the target lock, re-rolling, and I got a hit and a miss.
Yeah.
Hit and nothing. So he was able to cancel those out. I didn't get a hit.
Yep.
And that's the end of the game.
So that was that game. Time ran out, so we just tallied up the points.
So Cartel Spacer's out, and that's the only thing that actually died. Again, if we were playing with the new tournament rules, the Bounty Hunter actually, half of the Bounty Hunter's cost is a little more than the Spacer. But it still would have been a modified match win for me if we had counted that way. It wouldn't have been a full match win because the point totals were so close. So normally, I think, here we're going to go and we're going to show some important moments from the game. Matt's barrel rolling, assuming that I was going to take a movement 0. Yeah.
Not necessarily assuming that the movement 0 was coming, but that
preparing
it was
for it.
Yeah. I definitely thought I had enough spaces covered with the combined total of all my ships there.
So that was important in the sense that it's also important because Bossk's out of position for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
This was an important turn where Guri was not able to take down the Bounty Hunter. And this was an important turn where the Cartel Spacer got hit with 8 hits at once, actually. All 8 were hits. And he just got nailed, so there was no coming back from that. He was supposed to die, but it was a big turn. That was obviously the only points lost during the game. So this turn was big, where the Phantom is not quite able to hit Guri. Guri was still cloaked, so he had a lot of evade, but the Phantom's got a lot of attack. So I didn't want that to come. I didn't want that to come down to rolls. Soontir hitting the asteroid was a big moment, and then because it freed me up for an actual shot on him. Otherwise, Matt could have boosted and barrel rolled right out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And then moving through and taking this last shot and not getting the dice on Soontir was obviously the nail in the coffin for my chances at the game. So anyway, that's pretty much the game.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you like that. And I think in the future we're going to make a separate video where we're going to go past this point and we're going to finish the game just for fun if we have the time to do that during the night. In this first game we just did not have the time to even make that a possibility.
Right.
So maybe next time we'll cut the game there normally, make a separate video.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys can at least see how the game would have ended if we play it to completion.
Right. And we'll definitely work on that from here on out. So.
Yeah. But in any case, I hope you guys liked it. Please leave any comments in the comment section.
Yep.
Suggestions for other matchups you'd really like to see us play too. If you guys want to see us play with a specific squad, we can try.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what we have, we don't have the entirety of the game and 5 of every ship or something, but we can try.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys have a particular thing you'd like to see, that's it, I guess. So
yeah. Till next time.
yeah, SummoNerds out.